This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Try not to be a novice.
Thanks. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, September 19th. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay. I'm Tori. Hi, guys.
What's up, girl?
You guys are all looking very good today.
Thank you.
I'm going to talk with my sleeves to Brandon all day.
Those are real sleeves.
They
A lot of fabric.
Yeah.
My elbow has a dress.
I feel like you should move them and there should be a window behind there.
That's a good sleeve. A good
It gets
sleeve.
chilly in here, I know.
Just cuddle up. All right, we got some serious news here. I want to talk to you guys about Justin Trudeau. Yes, the popular Canadian Prime Minister is facing a lot of backlash right now after these photos of him wearing brown face were published by Time magazine. Now, the pictures were taken in 2001 at a private Arabian Nights themed party at a private school where Trudeau was teaching. He was 29 years old at the time. Trudeau also admitted to wearing face darkening makeup and an afro in this photo, singing the Jamaican folk song Day-O while in high school for a talent show. Trudeau has apologized. Let's take a look.
I attended an end-of-year gala where the theme was Arabian Nights, and I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't, and I'm really sorry.
Oh boy. But now a Canadian news agency has unearthed this video showing Trudeau in brown face again. So guys, we're at the third instance that's come to light in the past day. So I want to speak to you guys about, can he be forgiven? First up though, around the horn, did you like his apology? Did you find it sincere? Just go around the horn.
I heard his apology, but I don't think that's enough. The man was 30 years old when he did the most recent blackface incident or brownface, and it's just dehumanizing. And without him explaining that he understands the history in not only America, but for a black person in the world to be dealing with, because racism and especially slavery wasn't only something that happened in America.
Correct.
And so it's just like, for him to not go into detail.
You wish there was more.
Yeah, use it as a teachable moment more than just saying I'm sorry is not enough for me.
And it's almost like he's been sitting here waiting for this apology. So we can say that it sounded like a good apology, but you knew that this was going to come out at some point in time. And I heard Lindsay say this earlier. You had a chance to get ahead of this a long time ago. Instead, it's just you live this lie. It's like the movies where you have this rise, and you've been living this lie, and you've had opportunity after opportunity to tell the truth.
True.
And then at your best or worst moment for him being now that he's on the campaign trail, 3 of these have come to light.
Is this enough, Al? Is that enough to apologize, not give information, and now have 3 come out?
Well, honestly, I really agree with a lot of Trudeau's policies, so this doesn't bother me. And when I say that, I'm saying I'm just kidding. This your face.
Oh, man.
Tori's face.
She's like,
I was drinking water. I was having to give myself the Hamlet.
This is like one of those things where you go, oh, I forgot to not do that.
Right.
Here's the one. I don't know if this is from years of sitting next to Jeff Schroeder, but like I'm trying to look for the positive light in this. And the only thing I will say about this is, if you look at the pictures he's in, I don't look at the blackface. I look at the picture of the people around him. That's the video. The people around him, do they look shocked?
No.
Do they look stunned? Think about how normalized it was to show up at a party at a place you're teaching, dressed like that. And everybody's like, hey, good to see you. Can I get you some punch? If you did that now in 2019, you probably wouldn't make it into your Uber before you were told to get out of that car. You might not make it down the sidewalk.
That's some progress.
So that is progress.
Okay.
Is this us going back? Because I actually looked at the Virginia governor who was in trouble. He did his pictures 35 years ago, and so it's like we are getting better.
Right.
But when we look back, I do like to look at it through 2019 eyes. Where like I look at how my kids will look at this, like, you look ridiculous, sir. As opposed to those people like, hey, awesome costume, get in this picture.
And he's not an older guy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a younger guy that should have known better. At 30?
Yes. 3 times, and it's still a mistake. I think he has to understand that the stereotype was used to dehumanize, demoralize, make us look invaluable, make African Americans specifically look dumb.
Minstralism, absolutely.
Exactly. It was used to keep an entire group of people down.
Wow.
And so if you don't understand the context or aren't going to take the time out to learn about the history, that would be the best thing that would behoove him to do moving forward, is to really learn the history of why this is so offensive.
And explain it.
Because I think that everyone that does this is not a racist person going out there trying to keep an entire culture of people down.
I agree. And I do like the word behoove. We have to move on really quick. Great job.
But October is next month. Halloween is next month. If you want to be Diana Ross, just wear the hair. Don't wear the makeup.
Yeah, we got that.
Just wear the hair. Yeah. There we go.
It's always a no.
Yeah, it's never good. All right, moving on. A 16-year-old environmental activist from Sweden named Greta Thunberg. You might have seen her before. Well, she appeared before Congress yesterday. She said she did not have any prepared remarks, but gave a very simple suggestion for dealing with the climate crisis. Take a look.
I am submitting this report as my testimony because I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the scientists. And I want you to unite behind the science. And then I want you to take real action.
Whoa. Thunberg became a global phenomenon in environmental activism, thanks in part to her videos and her plain spoken way of putting things. So check out this clip from her hugely popular TED Talk. Notice how simple she is. Go ahead.
I don't understand that, because if the emissions have to stop, then we must stop the emissions. To me, that is black or white. There are no gray areas when it comes to survival. Either we go on as our civilization or we don't. We have to change.
Okay, so real quick,
Who is that?
I know. So she's 16.
Yeah. Who is that?
Okay, so she's Swedish. I'm all about her. Just so you know. Now she has Asperger's, and someone brought that out, and she said it's my superpower. And the reason is because in autism and Asperger's, as you know, you see things, as she said, in black and white. There is no gray area for survival. She's right. We're either going to survive or not,
Tori,
and she gave me goosebumps saying it that simply.
I'm going to accuse this girl of one thing, stealing a phrase from me. I said that Asperger's was a superpower. When I was a coach on MTV Made maybe 8 or 9 years ago. The kid that I was with wanted to do stand-up comedy, and he had Asperger's. And I was like, I had never seen a kid, because if I told you, Brandon, you're going to do stand-up, you're going to be calling me, I'm nervous. What if I mess up? With him, the day before we were about to go on, I go, Jordan, are you nervous about doing stand-up? And he goes, you told me the jokes, I practiced. Why are you nervous?
So
everything's going to be fine. That's how they look at life. And maybe we need to start looking at adult issues of survival in black or white. We have to understand that the people that are pundits have an agenda. They're getting paid from people to push back on climate change because they don't care. They're going to be gone anyway.
Yeah. Now,
so maybe we need to start listening to 16-year-olds.
Agree. Now, Obama and she just met. They had a great picture fist bumping. But my question is to you guys or should we be listening to kids about climate change?
For sure. Kids are the future, right? So I think she has a valid point. She's a phenomenal young woman. And if we look at a Monmouth University poll, it shows that 78% of Americans believe that climate change is real.
That's bipartisan,
and 64% of Republicans.
Wow.
Is the number. So it's just like we have to come together and figure out.
Do you believe in climate change, Lindsay?
For sure. You can see it with and I think that we can all do better to kind of bring down our carbon footprint, right? So we all can do things like recycling, small things. She's not asking us all to go in and change the world and make this entire Green Deal and do something over the top. Just do better every day.
Black and white, interesting. All right, guys. Well, we have a shocking admission by the U.S. Navy. They confirmed that these videos showing what appear to be UFO sightings are, in fact, authentic. However, they're not calling the objects UFOs, but rather unidentified aerial phenomena. They also say the flying objects could be dangerous to Navy pilots. So did the Navy just confirm that we have
How is this the third story? I really liked the climate change girl.
But
somebody doing something dumb 20 years ago is worthy of attention. It's like, if we can fit it into the first block, they're aliens now.
But here's the question. Now, they are saying that it was leaked and they should actually never have been released.
I don't
care. You should leak this type of stuff.
Why?
Because first and foremost, that's official Navy video that's being leaked. That's one thing. Second, these are being filmed during controlled military missions or training missions, training sessions. Why are these things being leaked? Third, if we're about to have an Independence Day 3 starring Brandon London as Will Smith's character in real life, we need to know these type of things. We're talking aliens
you need to get your speech ready.
I don't need the Navy to confirm that there's UFOs out there. Like deep sea, deep space, two things that I don't play with. Okay?
It's not deep space if they're here in Denver.
Listen, Neil deGrasse Tyson said it best. There are infinite galaxies out there. We will be fools to think that we're the only thing living out here that's doing some damage. So I don't know. It scares me.
Let us know, DVL Nation.
I don't want to know about it, though.
Do you believe?
By the way, my favorite line about that my buddy said about Independence Day is he was like, even though there was an alien ship hovering over L.A., Will Smith's wife was still yelling at him. It's like that's how rough guys had it.
Still
an argument in the driveway.
But you didn't take out the trash. All right, we have to give a big DVL shout out to this college football fan. He held up this sign on ESPN reading Busch Light Supply needs replenished, along with his Venmo handle, and apparently the donations poured in. As of today, get this, he's raised more than $40,000, and he's announced he's donating the proceeds to a children's hospital.
Yeah, but it's in Busch Light.
And now both Venmo and Busch Beer have agreed to absolutely match his donation.
Absolutely great, because when you watch College Game Day on Saturdays, you see all types of signs. People that you want to get noticed. But
that's what people do.
For him to be an Iowa State fan and donate to the Iowa Children's Hospital, this is a Cy-Hawk game. This is a rivalry.
Right.
It's huge because you see that observation deck. You see what the people are doing. At the end of every first quarter, they turn and they wave to the little kids.
So that's the Children's
Hospital.
Hospital
It's called the Kinnick wave.
there.
That's the Children's Hospital.
Right.
I think it's unbelievable. Sports, once again, bringing us all together.
Nice falsetto. You want to try harmony?
No.
Okay, here we go. DBL's live coming up. He made us laugh out loud in the 90s sitcom Family Matters.
Is it me?
Nope, but what's Jaleel White up to these days? You find out, Al. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Barack Obama says presidents should avoid TV and social media. But in today's digital age, is that easier said than done? Your comments on social media are coming up next.
Hi everyone, Kelly Stuberth here with the DBL digital team. It is Thursday, happy Thursday. We've almost made it to Friday, we can do it. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now as always, but I think we're gonna go to the desk and see what's going on with our host. Let's go. Hey guys.
Hey, phenomenal.
We can talk whatever you want, but Brandon, I actually saw Game Day on that Iowa. Is it Iowa State?
I almost said Ariel.
I saw Game Day on that, and it was a whole feature on it, and I was just sobbing because it's just such a thing. It's a thing that all the fans do, and the kids all come to the window. It's incredible. It makes me so happy. Oh, it's giving me the chills.
These kids get away from their hospital rooms, get out of that hospital bed, get up there with their family, and watch some football. And I just love that. Like I've seen this rivalry game over and over because I'm an Iowa fan. I like Iowa. But when you see that in ESPN or Big Ten TV, they'll show it. They'll show the Kinnick wave where they all turn around and they just start waving to those kids. That's big time to me. And I understand.
I can't even really do those game day, like the human interest stories. I remember when I did my 30-minute special in New York, and I was my ex-wife was with me at the time, and she was in the shower, and Wisconsin was playing, and there was a kid that had cancer that the team had adopted, and they let him lead them onto the field, and my ex comes out of the shower, and I am a mess. And I'm about to shoot my 30-minute special in probably at that point about 5 hours. And the only thing that made me laugh, she came out, she goes, "Don't worry, it's not going to be that bad." But those sick kids, I cannot. I'm a mess every time.
At one children's hospital, and I can't remember where, I will find out, the window washers dress up as superheroes. So when they go to wash the windows, it's Spider-Man and Batman, and the kids are like this, and it's like the most amazing, touching picture in the world because they can't come into the room. Think about it. You can't be you have chemo. You can't
Kelly,
have
can
visitors.
you find where that is?
Yeah, will you look it up? I think it's Boston. I love it.
This year.
Isn't that a great idea?
For my bucket list, I'm going to the.
Thanks.
My arm muscles look good. All right, welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Obama says presidents shouldn't watch TV or pay attention to social media. But before Trump responds with a tweet, an Obama staffer pointed out that even while in the Oval Office, the former president felt this way. According to Obama, TV and social media can serve as a distraction and cloud judgment. However, the media plays a really big part in the Trump administration. So DBL Nation, should the POTUS avoid TV and social media? Lindsay, kick it off.
So Barb from Facebook says it's actually a president's responsibility to watch TV and social media. He or she needs to be aware of what's happening with regular folk in his country. We don't need another out-of-touch president. And Barb, I understand saying that because we're in a different day and age. Social media 10 years ago is not what it is today. And I think that yes, you do get briefed in the morning as a president, but I think also being in tune and in touch, people can basically touch President Trump, and that's the difference between him and other presidents.
But the other thing is President Trump refuses to hear or read the daily briefing, which is interesting, which is separate than from most presidents.
That's not the topic at hand.
that would be, I think, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, I think you'd be like, that'd be nice.
That'd be good if you read it. It'd be cool. It'd be cool. Sorry.
Taylor from Facebook says, all things in moderation. Obama's right, though. I would prefer presidents to be immersed in deep thought, steering the country towards justice and making concerted effort to represent us all. Yeah, I think that, Tori, this president, he does his White House briefings through Twitter. Like, we still haven't had a White House briefing in quite some time. And this is the way he's doing it. This is the way he chooses to do it. And it's effective for him. So I'm not going to pick a side here. I'm just going to say that and let Al go.
All right, there we go. Way to on the fence, Brandon.
Way to be vague about it.
Hey, guys, to each their own, right?
I have nothing to say, Al.
Josie from Facebook says, this is rich coming from someone that thought he was a celebrity going on all talk shows when he was in office.
That's Obama.
Yes, I'm assuming they're talking about Obama. This is just personally, I just would like the president to read the briefing, no matter whom he or she may be, just because Twitter is going to come from an angle. Most television is going to come from a certain angle. You can make an argument this show comes from a certain angle. I would just like my president, whoever they may be, to get their facts from somebody that's unemotional with just the bullet points of what's happening in their country and around the world.
That's a good point. All right. Well, Dana from Facebook says, I agree with Obama. This is how Trump has made a fool of himself. Look, I can say all I want about Trump, but the one thing he's been is incredibly effective. He speaks to the people absolutely through Twitter, and it's been very effective. Here's a picture of the daily briefing that is usually put on the Oval Office's front desk every single morning, and that you read. It has the highest classification of clearance, security clearance. Now, President Trump says,
do you think there's a Mad magazine in there?
There's no Mad magazine in there.
You don't know what's under that cover.
However, he doesn't like to read it. Now, he likes to listen to it with pictures and graphics. I'm not blaming him. That might be the way he reads. But what you do is miss nuances that can actually affect decisions, and you're the last person hitting that button that can kill people. So I have a real problem with this. All right, we want to know what you think. Thanks for writing in, guys.
Some people digest by listening, though.
What's that?
Some people digest content.
I said I like that he can listen in different ways. I don't auditorily learn, so he does. So that's great. But I would also read, or at least get some information from that, and not just Twitter, I guess.
I think that's fair.
All right. Well, coming up on DBL, our own Al Jackson goes one-on-one with actor Jaleel White. Would he do a Family Matters reboot? That'd be so good. The surprising answer coming up next.
Best Fiends.
With my sleeves in, Brandon.
It's chilly in here.
We're talking about something real.
It's this.
Yes, I have big sleeves.
I don't
We have one
know
thing to talk about.
I'll look though.
When you were going through hair and makeup in the wardrobe today, you picked it out and was like, that's the one.
No, we have a wardrobe
That's the
stylist
one.
named Kiri who picked out a beautiful
That's
dress
the
for me.
one.
We have Michelle who did my hair.
Day 4 on the scene, you switched it up to a bun and the dancing
Okay.
emoji
We'll
dress.
take it to the
you're ready to
compliment,
go.
and we'll go
She
back
looks
to the
lovely,
desk.
doesn't she? Doesn't she? But all jokes aside, I just love talking about that sign and how they've raised over $115,000 so far for the Children's Hospital in Iowa.
I like how he switched gears. When he got to $600, he was like, oh, this has to go to charity.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
But 24-year-old, usually you're thinking of college kids that may want to
I would need $600 in
tuition
college,
or something, but he passed it on for a greater cause. So great job, Carson.
Hats off to you, Carson.
Welcome back to DBL. Jaleel White is best known as Steve Urkel from Family Matters. In a new series called The Parent Trip, the child actor is all grown up and taking his mom on the adventure of a lifetime. Earlier, I sat down with him and talked about the new show and a possible Family Matters reboot. And this show's Chatting with the Stars. I almost had it. Jaleel, what's up, man? This is Al Jackson from Daily Blast Live.
What's up, Cat?
We did a podcast together a couple years ago.
I remember that, man.
Your dad picked up the phone to start talking to somebody and gave you the phone.
You know, fans are bold. They called right up to the room, and, you know, they caught us at me being age 12 and my parents not knowing up from down. And my dad handed the phone. My mom just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Handed him the phone to a perfect stranger.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'll never forget that, man.
I've been watching the show, the Parent Trip, and it looks like you really stressed your mom out.
You know the best part about a bald person? You can see the sweat on the top of their head.
What do you think the worst part for her was?
The worst part for her was going up in the hot air balloon. She definitely is deathly afraid of heights.
So we are at 5,700 feet.
Oh, no. That's good enough.
We're going to go higher.
That's
gotta go
good
higher.
enough.
So getting her in that hot air balloon was took a little coercion. She's a lot braver than I thought, though, man.
It just seems like it's not made of strong material. It looks like the kind of stuff that you would make furniture you wouldn't feel comfortable sitting on.
You know what? I got no problems with hot air balloons. I love hot air balloons. The beekeeping stuff, for me, that was the one that got to me, because in my mind, these bees were definitely getting inside my suit.
Exactly, and then you don't want to be the famous guy that dies from bees. You don't want to be that guy.
Oh, man, come on, man. They're this close to
story.
you, man. They're all over your mask, and, you know, that was where her bravery kicked in far above mine.
Right there with the little red head on the top right there.
She doesn't have a name yet. What we gonna name her?
Gail.
Gail.
Everybody's talking about it. We're seeing all these shows being rebooted from the 90s. Would you ever want to come back and do Family Matters as well?
I don't really see that show coming back, man. I love it. I got a 10-year-old daughter now, man. Life has changed, you know.
Could you ever see doing like a show with her? I think that'd be really cool. See a little father-daughter connection.
Oh, gosh. My daughter doesn't do anything on cue. I think that's the issue we need to work past first.
You guys can all catch The Parent Trip Thursday nights on BYU TV. Jaleel White, awesome as always. Thank you for joining us here on DBL.
Nah, thank you for having me, bro.
We'll be right back.
Good job, buddy.
Promotional.
Welcome to our review of Ad Astra. I'm Stephanie, and I'm joined by Raquel. Okay, so Raquel, we went to go and see Ad Astra the other day. What do you think?
I think we're gonna have very differing opinions on this. For being a space movie starring Brad Pitt, it has everything I would ever want in a movie.
Okay.
I liked it for the fact that it shows what space and colonization might be like of planets when other humans get involved in other countries. I loved that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I thought it got a little cheesy.
Okay, so I loved the kind of digital green screen special effects aspect. So I love seeing what it would be like in space. And I feel like it really transported me into that world. And I thought it was so beautiful. But for me, the actual storyline just went on a bit. There wasn't enough kick to the punch. Do you know what I mean?
I felt like it kind of got like a little bit repetitive, because I'm like, okay, anytime Brad Pitt hangs out with someone, we know what's gonna happen to them.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was beautiful to look at, though.
Yeah.
Everything.
The visual aspect.
Yeah, and I kind of think it's like a little bit of a sci-fi masterpiece, but the storytelling gets a little murky towards the end. They could have gone so many different directions.
Yeah.
And then they just decided to go with like the same story in space all over again, like that emotional aspect.
I'm not gonna lie, Sandra Bullock in Gravity was way better and stronger than this. Brad Pitt and Ad Astra for me.
Yeah, they are similar, especially the endings, and I will say Gravity was stronger, but this one was more beautiful to look at.
Okay, so cinema, red box, or don't bother?
If you like the idea of having all the visual effects and the sounds and all the things for that aspect, go see it in the cinema. If you just want to casually see it, definitely go Redbox. What about you?
Cinema or don't bother. All in or don't even waste your money.
Very, very strong. All right. See you next time.
Lori Schulman, and I am DBL's Legal Eagle. So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., not Virginia, not Maryland, Washington, D.C. What's coming up in DBL that's very exciting is some strong conversations and some sparks are gonna fly. The co-host that makes me laugh the most is Al, because he's funny, and then also Jeff, because he's so sad. That's you're sleeping. Anywho, I'm really looking forward to Lindsay joining the show because she's gonna bring my game up, keep me on my toes, but also get a little taste of the Schulmanator. Instead of saying, he's wrong, he's not. We saw the percentages. I'm always interested in what you, the viewer, has to say. And I'm not scared to debate you because sometimes you win.
That's awesome.
It's true.
We love you.
Schulmanator. No, I'm really excited to be here, and also I've learned from the viewers. I'll be super honest. We always keep it honest here. I've come across as a little 10 all the time when I discuss Trump. And I think it's hard to actually listen to someone at that level. And the viewers have written me, and I've actually don't like it in my own body. So I really appreciate you writing, and I've been trying to modulate and just like relax a little and listen more. So I just wanted to thank everybody for that advice.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm more sane because of it.
I do think it's a good thing that we speak with passion on this show.
Yeah.
So, but it's also important to listen with passion as well. So
it's exactly
glad
right.
you're learning that. I have not.
I know you
I'm
have.
always right. Always right.
That's true. All right, we will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Always be kind to each other. You don't know who is facing an uphill battle. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
All right. Have a good Thursday, y'all. Well see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
It's Thursday.
Yes.